Hello friends, myself Sarma Suraj and today I welcome you all to my channel Suraj K Classes and the topic of today's video is Indian Engineering Services. This is an exam. Most of the students are having dream to crack this exam. So uh, for helping them today I would discuss about this exam. So before I start, I would like to discuss the format of the exam. If you look at the format of the exam, then this exam can be divided into two parts. First is prelim, second one is mains. In prelim, you will be dealing with two objective papers. The first objective paper is having the course of general knowledge and engineering aptitude, which would be of 200 marks and you would be allotted 2 hours of time. And the second objective paper is of engineering discipline, the subjects respected to your field, the subject of your stream, and in that 300 marks paper, 3 hour time. And in conventional one, you would be asked the theories of your respective discipline. So here you would be given 300 marks for 3 hours. 3 hours would be given for you can score maximum 300 marks. And engineering discipline here as well 300 marks paper and 3 hours paper. So this is about the format of the exam. Now I would like to discuss what to do and what not to do about what not to do to prepare this exam. But before that, I want to tell you that before starting preparation for this exam, you must be knowing your level. Level means the point where you are. So you must be knowing where you are and where you need to go. So if you know where you are, then it will be much easier for you to how to go and where to go, how much time it would take. How much time it would take to complete the preparation for the exam or to crack the exam. So here, see, to check your level, there are two ways. First, the most popular way is you take a 2017 latest paper of an IAS exam because after 2016 the format has been changed and engineering aptitude has been introduced as a new subject. Before that, English was there. So you need to solve a latest paper of an IAS exam, and after that you match with the answer. And whatever the marks are there, you need to match it with the cutoff. The marks that you are getting after solving the paper, you need to match it with the cutoff, and that would tell you where you are and how much you need to prepare for the exam. So let's suppose if you are getting 50% of the cutoff, like cutoff is there at 500 or 600 marks and you are getting 250 or 300, then I would say it would take hardly one year or maximum 2 years for you to prepare for the exam and to crack the exam. But after knowing the level, now you need to know what to do and what not to do, because before preparing, you must be knowing what things you need to do and what not to do. Okay, then let's discuss about what to do and what not to do. Because it becomes very essential for you. Because if you don't know what to do and what not to do, then there may be possibility of time wastage. If you know exactly what things you need to do, then it becomes very clear for you how to prepare for the exam. Okay, then let's talk about what to do. The very first thing that you need to do is to plan or make a strategy. The very first thing you would do is to plan or make a strategy how to crack this exam, because before this exam would take 4 months, 5 months, or maybe an year most for preparation. That's why you need to make a good plan and you need to follow it strictly, because it is not possible that one day you follow the plan and second day you are having some other plans. So that is very honestly and very strictly saying that if you are able to prepare it, if you are able to follow the plan, then and then only you start preparing for this. Because this exam is not like one day you work and second day you don't work. you will have to work continuously, and that work would be after many days or after 4 to 5 months, you would have good preparation, good knowledge, and then only you are able to crack this exam. So first you make the plan. The second thing you need to do is to do first what you know. Do first what you know. This is very formal and this is very common point. You must have heard about it in your undergraduation or from your professor that whatever you know, you attempt that first in your paper. So that's what I'm telling you, that if you know something, like many subjects are there in IES. So out of those subjects, the subjects you know well. If you have a grip over some subjects, then you do first those subjects. Then after you do what you are little confused about. So do first what you know. That means the subjects you have a good grip. You solve the numericals, theories of those subjects first. The third thing you need to do is to concentrate on theories, because in this exam, in the second part, mains exam, after first you crack the prelim, you are having good merit, then you are eligible for the mains. In the mains exam, you would be asked theories. Theories are mostly direct theories or the direct formula based numericals, where you can put the formula, substituting the values, you can easily get to the answer. So for those kind of things, you need to prepare well. In theories, you need to have a concept. Here you don't have to go for the much depth of the formulas like in GATE exam. So here you need to prepare for the theories so well, and very frankly I'm saying, you will have to mug up a little, because it happens when you know the theories and you find some theories very difficult to understand, and you find something that you need to go for 4 to 5 hours to understand those theories. There you need to mug up, because in those 4 to 5 hours, without wasting much time on those theories, you can invest that time for some new theories. You can invest that 4 to 5 hours for learning some new things, and so that can help in your exam, because this exam is having very wide syllabus. You cannot do each and everything, because no one can score 100 out of 100 in this exam. So here you need to manage the time. You have to have a good management of time. So for that, you need to concentrate on theories, and little mug up is also required. The third thing you would do is to revise. Whatever you have done in your plan note, you will have to allot a slot for revision. Like after learning one subject, second subject, after preparing for those two subjects, in the third slot, you will have to allot time for revision. If you allot the time for revision, that would strengthen your grip on the subjects. That would give you the full marks on the subjects what you have revised. So it is very necessary to revise the things whatever you have done yet. Okay. So this is about what to do, and now let's discuss about what not to do. Because it is not it is not important that you know only what to do, but it's also important that you know what not to do. So the very first thing, as I just discussed, that don't go in depth. Don't go in depth means you don't go into the depth of theories. You don't go into the depth of examples, or you don't go into the depth of some concepts, because it's not necessary. In this exam, the format, if you look at the questions are asked only formula based. They are direct formulas, the direct theories most of. So you don't have to go for the depth, because in the time where you go for the depth of the theory, meanwhile you can learn some more concepts. So it is not necessary for you to go into the depth of theory. The second thing you would not do is to use less work. Here the concept is different, the pattern is different, the type of examples which are asked, they are different. So here you don't have to go for use less work. Useless work means the examples which are asked, as I told you, they are direct formula based. So direct formula based examples you will only solve. So you don't go for the numericals, type of numericals which are asked in GATE. GATE exam requires your analytical skill, and the level is also different. So here you would solve only those kind of numericals which are asked here, and only that kind of numericals which are similar or relevant to the exam. Okay, then discuss for the third thing, that you don't depress yourself. This point seems very informal, but it is very essential to discuss, because this exam requires hard work and also patience. If you have to have a little patience, that you would crack it one day, because this is not like that one day you work, second day you work, third day or one over a month, and after that you crack the exam. That won't just happen. You will have to work continuously, again and again. Maybe in first attempt you don't succeed, then you will have to go second or third attempt. So you will have to good patience. You don't depress yourself. You don't give up. You will have to work continuously with having a positive hope that one day you will crack it. You are having the ability to crack it. So just remember that you can crack it. Believe in yourself. And from my side, good luck to you all to crack this exam. And my wishes are with you. So if you like my video, then please like it and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for watching.